Albion Online is coming. The game looks absolutely massive, but it's gone through a lot of changes in the last year. This is Andrew from Curse, and we're going to talk about what's new in Albion Online so you know what to expect at launch. Albion Online provides a unique sandbox MMO action experience on whatever scale you want. PvE and PvP have both seen upgrades as the game has undergone development. The game's PvE mode has seen tweaks to the armor and enchantment systems, but most of all, things have gotten much bigger. There are more maps to explore, more mobs to put down, more items to collect, and more skills to play with. The game has also added special critter mobs such as ore elementals, which will transform them into mineable ore node when they're killed. And of course, there's a plethora of new and powerful bosses to challenge. Since the first beta, the game has introduced dozens of new spells and abilities, from defensive abilities like the dodge roll and shield charge, like the strategic area denial skill like the caltrope and bear trap, to full-bore offensive skills like the heavy cleave and fearless strike. These skills have brought Albion Online more depth and balance between classes, and paved the way to some more complex PvP strategies. Of course, one of the biggest gameplay changes has been the addition of a reputation system on the Royal Islands. Players can kill each other in yellow and red areas and the reputation will go down. Players with a nefarious or dreaded reputation will be locked out of all safe zones. They can still, of course, venture back into the black zone cities. By contrast, players can improve their reputation by killing mobs and gathering resources. There are also consequence-free PvP areas for players who want to battle with other players without taking a hit to their reputation, so there's something for every type of player. As much as Albion Online's gameplay has been tweaked over time, perhaps the biggest change is the environment has gotten bigger, more varied, and more exciting, with entirely new biomes and continents to explore. Since the game began beta testing, Albion has added 23 new dungeons, which act as hotspots for both loot raids and PvP encounters, 2 additional undead dungeons, which introduced mobs like the Governor and Necromancer, and which have a special mode for solo players. Heretics Gateways, which are starter dungeons for weaker solo players or groups who are just starting out, and a completely new design for overall world map, split into law-abiding Royal Islands and the rough, dangerous Outlands. The dungeons have all incorporated a gateway system in which defeating a dungeon's gatekeeper can spawn a gate to a higher level area with better rewards. Players will need to balance risk and reward as they traverse these locations. Meanwhile, the split of the map into Royal Islands and Outlands areas is generally a mix between PvP and PvE focused areas. The Royal Islands are patrolled by the Royal Expeditionary Forces, and thus skirmishes between players are kept to a minimum, and there are no large-scale battles between guilds or guild-owned territories. But with safety comes a drawback of lower caliber resources to be found. The Outlands, on the other hand, are a lawless expanse, rich with resources as well with other players who will kill you and try to get them. Guilds battle one another to claim territory and plunder across the landscape as they please. This is not an area for the weak, and is even dangerous for strong players to travel alone. Perhaps the most significant change of all, there are 3 new biomes: swamps, steppes, and mountains, each of which house certain resources and factions. Swamps provide fiber, wood, and hide, and are home to the heretics and undead factions. Steppes are bountiful with ore, hide, and fiber. Heretics and Morgana faction members call it home. Go to the mountains to gather rock, ore, and fiber. Like the steppes, the mountains are home to the Heretics and Morgana factions. These biomes have added some environments and personality to the map, and now there are distinct differences between different areas, both in terms of looks and benefits. Albion Online entered its final beta on August 1st, which is when you'll see a lot of new changes take effect. Purchasing the Veteran, Epic, or Legendary Founders Packs will give you early access to the beta, as well as a slew of in-game rewards. The Founders Packs offer between 1 to 3 months of premium status, and the higher tier packs offer unique, specialized equipment. While other players decorate their own houses, you can relax on your own private island. There's no better way to start your new life in Albion. This has been Andrew saying thanks for watching, and enjoy the game.